Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Football, according to Z. Tonight we have a matchup of two clubs that are kind of heading in opposite directions. The North Andover comes in at 0-1 and lost for the first time in 2 years last week as they dropped a tough one to, I believe it was Tewksbury. And Lowell spent last week crushing the boys from Billerica. Finally, after a fun, exhilarating week of preparation and chatting with these two clubs, we finally come to the kickoff. There's an excitement in the air. Lowell is 1-0, comes off an electrifying win over here's King. He zigs and zags, and you can't zoom right there. A beautiful tackle, and I can assure you that these players from North Andover were being taught to stay in their lanes. That was actually Jacob Rivers, the 5'11" and 180-pound senior. Both teams are kind of strewed with kind of senior-heavy clubs, but Lowell has been kind of down, I guess is the only way to say it, for quite a few years, and there's a little bit of a buzz in the air. So 1st and 10. They're going to go deep, open it up in the first play. Wow, holy cow. That was intended for Brendan Tinge, and Lowell means business early. A little action in the backfield, a fly pattern there, and opening it up. And the CEO was correct. These are difficult numbers to read and identify for Lowell. I think that's been kind of an unsaid tradition for years here. There's a little swing pass that time, and it's dropped. That's a live football. They're going to say it's not. It was Kevin Iritze, and you got a 3rd and 10. So they're going to – Lowell does not huddle, and when you kind of break your rhythm there, you get a couple incomplete passes. This 3-and-out can look real quick. And there he goes again, and well overthrown. Neal's pass sails well over the intended targets, and so Lowell punt with a quick 3-and-out. And, you know, if you're not going to huddle up at all, you better hope that you connect for at least one first down on a possession, or, I don't know if it's time-wise, but just mentally, that 3-and-out feels real quick. So back to return and calling a fair catch for the Knights is Captain Sean Nichols. And North Andover will take over 1st and 10. And, they're going to have pretty good field position here at the 48 of Lowell. 0-0 is our score, 11-19 left in the first quarter. We made it on time today. All right, this is Freddie Gavin. And he jitterbugs his way up for 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4. So, that's just what the doctor ordered for head coach John Dubzinski. 3 and out for the opponent and a good first down for my club. And now zigging and zagging and zooming and getting the outside. But a very nice tackle there by Jacob Rivers. Maybe a little bit too much zigging and zagging there for Gavin. And after what looked like the possibility of a big play, went by the wayside with Jacob Rivers and his athleticism. So this is 3rd and 6. This is going to be, this is 4-down territory here in high school land because, what's the difference between 30 yards? So clock rolls coming up on 10-10 in the first quarter. And now Schimmicker is pushed out of the pocket. He can run, and he scampers all the way down to the 21. The 6'1", 190-pound junior kind of found himself and said, hey, is somebody going to pick me up? Because no one did. And Schimmeller just picked up the big gain. So kind of the tale of two the opposites here for how it's went for the start for Lowell and how it's went for North Andover. 3 and out, real quick, no huddling. And now they're going to go back to the under. Wow, a really good tackle there by Jack Ferdani. And Ferdani just kind of slithered his way into the backfield and wrapped him up. I tell you, these first 2 weeks here, we have seen some outstanding tackling by we saw it last week. We saw some tremendous tackling by Newton North, who took one on the chin to New South. Excuse me, thank you. Who took one on the chin to Winchester, and Winchester is one of the that is kind of the core. What Winchester does, they're a great tackling team, and if you're a great tackling team, that can kind of make up for other mistakes that you might make during a game. And right now we have a player down in the field. Okay, so we've got a little a timeout here as it would appear that we have a player down. That's something you never like to see. And what you can see, and if the CEO will help you see, both teams, when a player goes down, both these teams take a knee, and that's for a couple reasons. It's to show reverence for a player that's fallen, and it's to make sure we have accountability for where everybody is. Right, somebody's hurt. That's a time to circle the wagons. Not get a little bit loose. So now the player's, he's okay. Up in the feet we go. We clap for that player and we move on because injuries are part of any sport that you're going to participate in. So clock rolls, coming up on 9:20 left in the first quarter. It'll be a 2nd and 12 after that tremendous form tackle. Oh, he's going, there he has him. Whoa, in and out of the hands of Matt Chico, and Schimmeller came to play. I'll tell you. He looked sharp. He was a little play action, and he delivered a strike to an error to the only part of the field that he couldn't get hurt on. So 3rd and 12, trips to the bottom of your screen. Here's Schmeller, and still a screen. And, oh, again, there it is. The story of the game has been form, tackling. That's how you do it. And that right there was Keenan Yazari. And he got in there and got the job done. But this is definitely 4th-down territory. That's why you saw the screen there on 3rd down, because Coach Dubzinski is saying to himself, okay, if we can get a little bit of it back, then we can have a manageable 4th down. 4th and 12, 3rd and 12, where have to make scenarios are not what excite high school coaches. And a little flag pattern. He's got a man down there, and it is caught! A pitch and a catch! The time to Max Wolfgang! Ow! And Wolfgang hauls in a reception. Holy cow! It was floated up there from Schmeller, what seemed like forever, and then Wolfgang came down with it, and it took like forever for the official to make the call, but he said it was good, and it was. So with the extra point there by Jack O'Connell, just like that, North Andover leads 7-0. W-O-W. Yeah, this quarterback for North Andover, and I'm struggling to say his name, Schmeller. This Schmeller, he puts a lot of air under his balls. That one particularly, and so he throws it, and I'm trying to judge whether the player can have a chance at it, and it's a tough throw to make, so you're erring on the side of no way, but that's why I kind of froze in my commentary. I'm like, is this going to go? And it was right on the mark, and Wolfgang made quite the reception. So here's Rivers. He'll zig and zag, and he can't zoom. Those North Andover players had to be told this week, stay in your lane, inside shoulder. And that's just what they did there. And so they'll take over a little bit better field position this time at the 30.
Rivers got the ball out to the 31 early, 1st and 10 for Lowell.
Here's Neal. He's going to keep it himself. He zigs but can't zag and zoom, and he's wrapped up that time by Ricky. Oh, a flag on the play. So what do we have here? So they're going to say unsportsmanlike conduct, and I'll tell you, I think what that was Ricky Brutus. He kind of made the play. Neal had given up, and once he had given up, you kind of saw Brutus be exuberant and maybe even a little bit taunting in the face of the quarterback, who struggled early. So that'll be a 1st down. Here's Neal. He can throw this. It could have been a double pass, and it's complete. Neal completes that time to Brendan Tinge. No gain. I'll tell you, Lowell has these bubble screens sniffed out. The only way out is through, and they're going to have to run the ball a little bit here. Here's Neal. Going to go left. There he goes. Zigging and zagging. Well, no zigging and zagging, just kind of wrapping around So you see the power of this kind of high-octane offense there. When they spread all those big bodies out, you know, you get a little bit of a lane, and you can kind of tiptoe through the tulips there. And that's what Lane did. A flag in the play, though, and that looks in the area of holding. So that's just what that is. And if you can tell me where the specific holding is on that play as compared to the 126 other snaps we'll have tonight, then you're a better person than me because I can't identify it. So they're going to go empty here on 2nd and 15. And Neal swings one out to Urete. Irizarry. And Irizarry can neither zigzag nor zoom and is going to pick up a 3rd and 15. And this is just no man's land here. You just don't want to turn the ball over. And especially since you're down 7-0 so quick. Here's Neal. And he's going to step up. And he threw a pick. That's what he did. That's what you don't want to do right there. And he's into the end zone. Bing, bang, boom. Jake Walensky is on the mark. So you'll see Neal right there. He makes a bad decision that's all that is with the ball. He throws it to a place where he shouldn't, and there is Jake Walensky right where he's supposed to be, saying, "Thank you very much. I'll take that." And then it's just a race to see who can make it to the end zone first. And Walensky won, and North Andover's out to a commanding lead early. Another flag. So the flags are flying fast and furious here at Cawley Stadium. That time they're going to get an illegal procedure call for North Andover. So they'll back them up 5 yards. Shouldn't be a problem for Mr. O'Connell, the 6 foot and 100-pound super sophomore. The kick is up. And the kick is good.
6:06 to go in the first quarter.
And with 6:06 left in the first quarter, North Andover leads 14-0. Holy cow. Yeah, I expected a feisty and on-point North Andover club, but I did not expect them to jump all over Lowell so quickly and effectively. Lowell has not been able to gain any momentum. They haven't been able to get back-to-back effective plays, especially on offense. Their hurry-up, no huddle approach is, this is the only time that's just, I'm a big fan of keeping things quick, but when you go quick and, that you do not want those 3-and-outs. That's what you don't want. And when they had that 3-and-out, that kind of set the tone negative. So that extra point was kicked there by Seth DeSalvo. And so it was the Wolfgang show early. Schmeller connecting with Wolfgang for a touchdown, and then the interception return, which you just saw. There's a Neal bobble, and he is struggling, folks. He is struggling. 6'1", 185-pound junior needs something positive to happen. He needs to keep battling. And there it is, little pitch and a little catch that time. Just what the doctor ordered for Neal. And I'll tell you, these numbers are a challenge. And it was completed to Tinge. Tinge. Holy cow. Here's a little pitch and a little catch at Tinge again. And barrels his way forward to a first down. That is how you get a quarterback going. You put your head down, you barrel over a couple of defenders, you get the cobwebs out of there, and you make everybody forget about the struggles because you're going to persevere. You're optimistic. So they're going to go empty. Here's Neal. So that time it's just a little swing pass there to Fawn. Fawn, you recall, had one of the two kick returns for touchdown. Fellas, I don't think you're going to get a kick return for a touchdown today because I think Coach Dubzinski probably worked on technique of his kickoff team till they were all blue in the face. Here's Neal. And he had success running over the right-hand side. Now powers his way, and that's really what's generated this offense, kind of the fuel to the fire, and that's Neal being able to get to the outside. And he doesn't look. Those runs don't look particularly impressive because there's no zigging and zagging, but a lot of zooming. So 3rd and 3 here. This is a big play. You gotta wonder whether they'll go for it here. I'd run it and then go for it again at 4. Those high snaps, can't have that, fellas. You need that operation a little cleaner. So plowing over the left-hand side. Oh, these numbers, holy cow. I think it's Mason Fitzpatrick, I think. Is that a 6 or an 8? 6. That is a 6. Wow, Jefferson Fan. Goes over the 40 to the 42. Another high snap. They got to get that operation settled down. And there's the swing pass. Now you're starting to see what this offense is all about. Well, you have a flag in the play here, so maybe it's about a block in the back right there or a hold. And, anytime there's action going out there with those wide receivers, it's fairly obvious. And it's right in front of the north sideline, so they're going to let you know if they see something. But wow, that penalty hurts because just as I was saying, they were about to gain some major mojo and momentum. 1st and 15. See if they go back to the run with Neal. There he goes. He puts his head down for a couple. So this action is hotly contested, I'll tell you that. You can feel the energy. I've been in enough football games. I know when these players are getting after it, and these players are getting after it tonight. 2:24 left in the first quarter. North Andover leads 14-0. Here's Neal. And he just doesn't run out of time there. That's kind of a coverage sack, although in the score sheet they're going to give it to big number 77, Jack Roach. But, yeah, he was looking downfield. He had players on a fly route. He had crossing routes, and nothing was open. And this is 3rd in California now. These, if you don't like 3rd and 12s, well, I can imagine what you think of a 3rd and 22. Uncle, don't turn the ball over here is what you should be thinking. Whoa, and I tell you, these flags have been flying fast and furious. That time his stripes kind of tossed one in the air like it was like he just graduated college. He had not graduated college. He just had witnessed an offsides. So be careful here. Be careful here. Wow, I'll tell you something. That is eerily similar to the same play that Jack Walensky picked off and took to the house. Fellas, it's okay to punt the ball. We're just going to hand it off and move about our day. You know, punting is part of it's a natural body function. Okay, we are going to punt the ball. We are going to and move on in defense. If you're you're 3rd and 17. What are our options here? So there is a really good punt that hits the ground again. Well, I say again because that was what the theme was last week, these punts hitting the ground. And I'm going to be sure to ask, one of the coaches one of these weeks, what their philosophy is on these punts hitting the ground. And I was saying last week that when I coached, the punts didn't hit the ground. If the punts hit the ground, then we're going to get a different punt returner. So, my players try to catch them, that's for sure. If you couldn't catch the line was pretty clear. If you absolutely cannot catch it, then don't catch it. But if you can catch it, then catch it. Anyway, 1st and 10, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. A spirited first quarter, dominated. And here is some more domination as zigging and zagging and zooming on a well-designed trap play is Freddie Gabin. And right now, I can tell you this is what the Newton North program does well. When they've got you down, they keep you down. They improve. And here is Gabin. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. With a score. North Andover. Did I get that right? There we go. North Andover 0. 14. See, will you get me? Well, I'll tell you. If you're gonna confuse me and get me self-conscious about what I'm doing here, this whole operation is gonna smell and taste a lot different. We are being fueled by confidence up here, whether it's real or otherwise or perceived, doesn't matter. If I think I'm the smartest man in the room, then I am. Anyway, back to live action. So the first quarter was all North Andover. We had Schmueller to – where is Wolfgang? I can't find him here. What number is he? Oh, that's why he is. There it is. Oh, okay. So I'm not going crazy. So it's connected with 88, Wolfgang. Yeah, Max Wolfgang hauled in a tremendous 27-yarder from Schmueller, and then it was the junior, Jack Walensky, who took a pick six to the house. That's where we find ourselves right now. And Schmueller can run this, and he did this well in the first half. As he scampers enough for the first down, I tell you, this North Andover team is going to make you cover every inch of this football field. Good play callers do that. They make sure that you are at least spread out to the point where you don't know exactly where to focus on. And you can do that handing the same players. The same players can touch the ball every time, but you got to be creative with formations and motion so that every player on that defense feels attacked. And they are attacking the entire zone now. So here's Schmueller. he's going to do the Texas two-step, or he was going to, and then he says, no, and I put my shoulder down and see how that works. And it works for another 2 or 3 yards. So there you can see this Lowell defense trying to make, kind of mount the stand here. They're kind of understanding that this is going to be a base defense sort of situation. We're going to have to hold our ground, and everybody's going to have to make the plays that they can make. That's what this comes down to. What you are doing is collectively putting pressure on all the individuals. Here's a little swing pass here. Here's Brutus, and another. So the form tackling continues. Maybe this game has just improved in the last year, and I didn't really realize it. But BK Diallo on the tackle. They're going to bring up a 3rd and 8, and this is. Well, I'll tell you this. This will be interesting to see what North Andover does here, because you're going to punt. I don't know what good it's going to do you, but you don't want to feed the beast. Give him any momentum on the other side. Here's Shamiller. He can run it. No, they're going to contain this time. And so I'll tell you, folks, so there you go right there. That's what I'm talking about as Max Wolfgang begs for a call that he's not going to get, and now he's losing his religion, and the coaching staff this is not outstanding. And it would appear, you see, I have all it's impossible for me to respect Coach Zabzinski more than I do, but these coaches can't be out in the field. They just can't they can't do it. They just can't do it. And so that was not sensational, but it will force a 4th down, and North Andover will punt. So that was what I was talking about the Lowell defense, that they were going to have to be kind of in a base defense situation, and everybody was going to have to step up, and so another punt hitting the ground. See, this is what this is auspicious to me. And zigging and zagging and zooming his Rivers. He goes nowhere. And right now you can feel the energy coming off the North Andover sidelines as they're all hot and bothered over what they perceive as a mistake by an official. But what I want to focus on is this Lowell defense, which is kind of gaining momentum, and it's not flashy. It's you are not going to stop this North Andover team with blitzes or ski. This is base defense, and everybody's got to play their position and know their assignments and do them well. There is no secret sauce to beating to stopping this North Andover team. None. So there we go. Off of the left-hand side that time is Jefferson Fan, the 5'8", 180-pound senior, builds the momentum off the defense, getting a stop of North Andover, and with 8:50, Lowell looks to get back to business. They're going to feed the beast, and Fan gets tripped up. Yeah, I am usually a huge proponent of what's called same play type stuff. If you run a play once, why not run it again? Maybe flip it. That does not seem like something that's going to be too effective against this North Andover team. Think discipline and then times it by 1 billion is how I would describe their mindset. 2nd and 10. A little pitch and a little catch there. Now Fans getting involved. And Tinge plows his way over the 50 to the 45. Bing, bang, boom. So Lowell, I'll tell you something, folks. They had momentum, and it was crushed by that block in the back penalty. this offense can move the football. These players are quick and talented. 1st and 10. Here's Neal. He's zigging and zagging. He breaks free. Here's Neal at the 20 and the 10. Bing, bing, boom.
Oh, touchdown. Another time.
Jai Neal got loose in the secondary, and there's nobody that's going to catch him when he's making cuts at the 5. Fell over the end zone, and welcome to Friday Night Football, Lowell. The extra point is up. And the extra point is good by Blake Ramos. And with 7:41 left in the first half, your score: North Andover 14, Lowell 7. You are watching SportsAtoZ's production of Friday Night Football. So the task now is going to be for Lowell, if they can understand that perseverance and dedication to a particular drive is what's going to stop North Andover. If you're looking for 3 and outs, you're going to the wrong place. If you're looking for success, you're going to have to find it in the elongated effort. It's going to have to be maximum effort by all 11 players and their substitutes, helping them out when they come back to the bench. So now here's a short kick. Goes into no man's land. That's dangerous. That's a live ball. And here is Gavin. No, it is Brutus. And Brutus zigs and zags and zooms his way all the way to the 41. And I'll tell you one thing that I can, from watching a Coach Dubzinski team for years, they hit back, meaning if anytime something positive or electrifying happens to them, in this case it was a 33-yard touchdown scamper by Neal, they hit back. That's kind of their mentality. You get hit, it's fine to get hit. You just got to hit back. So this is a very important drive for the Lowell defense. See what they've learned. And that was question 1 on the exam was, will Schimmler to the outside, and they didn't. That's a C grade, I would say, passing average. So, we'll see. But again, as I said, folks, so I can't say one thing and then come back on it 2 seconds later. And if they're going to give up a first down, that's probably going to be what it takes to eventually lock down the drive. Here's Schimmler. A little pitch and a little catch that time with Brutus. And Brutus scampers all the way down to the 32. I told you, folks, this North Andover team hits back. And they also attack all the zones. Where would you say they haven't attacked? Deep middle. They attack deep left, that's for sure. They've passed it. They've ran it. Inside, outside. Oh, you got to make that first tackle, and there is, because if not, Gavin is going to zig and zag and zoom, cut you like a knife. As you see them, making this. I mean, if you've got the defensive tackles and if that front line right now has got to be huffing and puffing, you got players that can give them the spell for a play. That's huge. 2nd and 4. This is 4-down territory. Playbook wide open now, and now it's just a sweep. It's just a sweep, and wow. So Brutus gets on the outside. I said North Andover punches back, but this is even impressive to me. You can, they are just, there's a rhythm and a pace to this that, the more experienced teams have, the teams that do things, attention to detail is what comes to mind, this kind of pace. And they're going to attack the other side. It's the same play the other side. That's a horse collar right there. That's an unfortunate call that they're going to make on Rivers, but it is. You got that hand under the shoulder pads there, and that's not what you need to do. Is hand North Andover a break, especially with 5:08 left in the half, and you just scored on them to cut their lead from 14-0 to 14-7, which is where we stand. Wow, I don't have an axe to grind with either of these teams or a rooting interest particularly, and I'm taken back. But if I'm a defensive coach for Lowell, this is, okay. What do we do now? I mean, holy cow, this is impressive. So that's going to be 1st and goal from about the 4.5. Little motion, and they finally give it to, and that's when and there it is, right? I mean, you're going to go outside, left and right. This is the textbook play calling here. That's going to loosen your inside out, and then boom, right down Broadway comes Mike Difo, and he plowed right into the end zone to give North Andover what could be another 14-point lead. He's up, and the kick is good, and with 4:56 left in the first half, North Andover retakes their 14-point lead, this time 21-7. You are watching Sports A to Z's Friday Night Football. Or Friday Night Football A to Z. A to Z is according to Z, so it's according to me. Sports A to Z. Sports according to Z. For those of you who might not have been able to make sense out of what that meant, might have been gibberish or gibble gobble. Here's Rivers. They have done a great job on kickoff, and they continue to. That time, staying there in their lane was Manny Maisava. And I believe it was 33. A shout out to Sebastian Vente. So, making Coach Dubzinski and especially his special teams coach proud by knowing your technique and then giving your best effort. So it'll be 1st and 10 here with 4:44 And my head is kind of spinning, folks. There was nothing flashy about that drive by North Andover, but it was about as impressive as an answer drive as I've seen in a long time in high school football. I know when something means business, and that drive meant business. Here's a little bit of a miscue play, and Neal's going to make something out of nothing. It was forward for two or three. Beautiful night for football here at Quality Stadium. I mean, a cool, crisp night. You can't ask for anything better than this. Where would you rather be than right here, right now? And who would you rather be than Jefferson Fawn over the left-hand side? Bing, bang, boom. Fawn has been a tower of strength for the Lowell club. They're going to transition away from Red Raiders, so we will too. And slipping one tackle, but not two. That time is Kevin Urizari. And, that's you can slip one, you can't slip two. This team, this defense for North Andover, they're too dedicated to their craft. They tackle well. They're in the right spots all the time. Attention to detail, focus. That's what they do really well. And how do you beat attention to detail and focus? There's a lot of ways you can beat. There's a lot of ways to beat teams. Attention to detail and focus can get beat by one-on-one matchups, right? One-on-one match. Who cares? Your attention, you're really focused. Well, how's this one-on-one matchup over here? We got a faster player than yours. You can't make your player faster by being more attentive and more focused on detail. That's the idea, right? Not every team is equally as focused in attention to detail. So that's how you're looking for one-on-one matchups. You're looking to get your players in space where they have an advantage, and you're going to find. John Florence is going to find ways. John Florence is going to find ways to do that. That's the task of a head coach and his staff during in game, right? How can we find ways to help our players? That's all this is all about. Everybody thinks this is rocket science, and because the lingo and the language used is confusing and complex. It's actually really not. Those play call that takes 2 minutes to call it just means everything means something specific. It's not confusing at all. These games are simpler than people think they are, not more complex. Even from the player's perspective, they need to. It's simple. It's easier. It's all the simple things. 2nd and 11, 3:14. Now getting the outside and getting past an arm tackle, and now zigging and zagging and zooming is Urizari, and Lowell is in business. So that clock will stop on a first down. The clock stops so that the chains can move up, and once the chain's set, the clock starts. And now finding room to run and kind of tripping over a carpet bug is Fan. And so what am I talking about? One-on-one matchups. That's where you're trying to get these players, these one-on-one matchups when they're getting to the outside. Fan, Neal, when he's been in a one-on-one matchup, Urizari, and so, but that's why everybody was confused. So North Andover is going to call a timeout. This you don't see every day. Defensive timeouts, momentum stopping timeouts, and I think this is kind of the future of coaching in football, especially high school football, where you have 5 timeouts per team per half, which is preposterous to begin with. But this is a good timeout here. Your team is back on their heels a little bit, and they need a little bit of focus and recharge the batteries. But on the Lowell side, they found that secret sauce. It's getting, it's running the football, folks. That's what I think it is from up here. And I'm up here because I'm not good enough to be down there. But this is a run attack. This is an outside run attack, and you're going to mix it up with your passing. You're going to flip your whole script around. So how do we run? We're going to run, and then you're going to pass to mix that up to keep people honest. That can be hard for teams that run this style of offense, right? This becomes a mindset. When the mindset should be, we go with what works. Here's Neal, and he's going deep, and he's got a man down there, and lots of contact intended for Rivers, and some hot action down at the goal line, and that's maybe what I'm talking about changing it up. Although I'll tell you, I would have liked to have seen, I would have grounded a little bit more out right there. Let's put this to the task. So North Andover is going to call another timeout. So okay, folks. So now something else is going on. This is momentum. They see something specific with Lowell's scheme, a play, a formation that they've never seen before. Okay, and so you never want to have your players unprepared. So these timeouts are correcting or filling in that a huge gap like that. So that formation there, that's going to mean our coverage is this, and our assignments are this. Every formation has a coverage, and every person has an assignment on every play. And although it seems complex, the assignments are meant to put you in the best position to succeed. All right, so 2nd and 10. Let's see if they go back to the ground. Kiss it, guys. Keep it simple, stupid. That was my coaching method. Something works, keep doing it. And I don't know. Well, here we go. And zigging and zagging and zooming is again Teenge. Whoa. Okay. So I was looking down at my score sheet to see who made the play. Wow. North Andover punched the ball out, and it was coughed up, and that's a huge turnover. W-O-W. And I was wondering why I was feeling all that energy from the North Andover sideline, and that's why, because Lowell was feeling good. So now they're going to just be, obviously, North Andover is going to be very content to go into the halftime up 14. And you got to wonder if Lowell will use their timeouts. You get 5 per team per half. They could use one here. I think the wiser move is to, if you stuff them on second now, maybe use it there. But this is kind of like a game of chicken, right? Who's going to call the timeout first? And this is a broken play. And Schmeller tries to make something out of nothing. And he can't do it. Chicken salad will not be made. 3rd and 7. So if I know Coach Zabzinski, this is going to be about as conservative a play as you can get. I'm expecting, traditional blocking up front and something in between. Whoa, no! And there's a little screen pass, and it's sniffed out that time. Wow, what a wonderful play by Rivers, and they'll call a timeout there. So Coach Zabzinski showcases that he's evolved that he's improved or he's changed since I saw his teams play last. They would never have thrown the football on 3rd and long in that situation when I saw him 4 years ago in Arlington. So 52 seconds left in the half. Lowell takes a timeout here. Now, there's 2 ways you can go from here. If you're Lowell, you can go after this punter, try to block the punt, or you can set up a return. For my money, I like to go for those blocks, but you got to remember anybody that runs into the kicker, you're going to get a penalty. My thought is, I don't think North Andover has much desire and focus on scoring in the rest of this half, even if they do get a first down here. I think they want to score 21 to 7, and I don't want it that. That's why I blocked that kick, because I don't want the score 21-7. Oh, good kick. Wow. 2 weeks in a row we've seen some good kickers. Here's Rivers. And he zigs, but doesn't zag and zoom. And he gets over the 50 to the 45. Now 40 seconds left. And I'm assuming a whole host of timeouts there so this could be, the rule of thumb here is as long as your play is going to gain more than 10 yards, you're good to go. And this can last forever. But anytime, anytime a play does, completion doesn't go for 10 yards, you can throw in all the incompletes you want. That's why you might want to take a couple shots to the end zone here. Because why not? So they're trying for a little pitch and a little catch, and it looked like Jack Roach got a pull on it. No, thank you. I'll take that. And 2nd and 10. 36 seconds left in the half. A little bit of confusion over here. Fan says, no, it's trips. And Rivers says, I agree. Ooh, seeing this would be a wheel route by 7. No, and wow, okay, so that's not going to go anywhere as Neal, not really sure what the first option on that play was, because you can usually see it from up here as clear as day. If maybe the CEO wants to go wide shot, as wide as we can go, when you got a view like we got up here, this is it's called a bird's eye view. This is exactly where you want it from a football coaching perspective. You should, every play that I understand, whether it's incomplete or I know where the first option was, and I didn't identify it there, which means I'm going to suspect that somebody made a mistake. Somebody went to the run, and usually when you see players motioning towards each other, trying to help each other out as far as formation goes, I mean, if we can't understand, if we're not on the same page as what formation we should be in, I doubt the play is going to have much chance for success. So that's kind of what you saw there. That's why you'll see coaches a lot of times take a timeout. You see that stuff in pressure situations when you can't fail. So 3rd and 13, and Lowell's got to be real careful here. We do not want to make a catastrophic mistake. If you're going to throw it deep. And there he is, Neal. Throws it deep, and it's picked off. Nice little catch there. Served up to him on a silver platter is Sean Nichols. And with 19 seconds left, I think they'll just take a knee. And everybody's going to go back to their sides, regroup, and plan for the second half. And that's just what they're going to do. They're going to take a knee. Both teams cry, uncle, we've had enough. We need to regroup, get some orange slices in us, and it'll feel like a new day. So that's specifically what both teams are going to do, but the task at hand is whether the Lowell Red Raiders can find an answer for this multifaceted offense at North Andover, where it's kind of putting pressure on every player as individuals, right? They're really attacking every zone in many different ways, which makes every player tendency to go is be back on your heels instead of aggressive and forward. So the task at hand to me, if you're Lowell, is let's see if we can stay with it on defense, and we can get to that next level where everyone's going to be just a little bit better, a little bit quicker to their spots, and a little bit more focused. If we can do that on defense, I think our offense is fine. We can run the ball. We've thrown the ball. That's had mixed success, but we can run it. If you can run this, so we can run right and left, and off to the races we go. Remember, 14 points is nothing these days. So with that, we're going to take a break up here, and we'll be back right after this. Bing, bang, boom. You are watching Sports A to Z. Oh, there goes. Breaking to the outside is Mike Chico, and no one's going to touch him. And a bing, and a bang, and a boom. Chico didn't do it like some of the past returns we've seen on Sports A to Z. He kind of took his time and then said, oh, that's the lane right there. And when he did, he exploded through and out. The way out of here is always through. The way out is through. And that's what we learned just now from senior captain Matt Chico. So that is a devastating blow to the excitement and enthusiasm that the Lowell coaching staff most assuredly was trying to impact their players with, but you really can't. So because we made a mistake on a special teams play, it's full steam ahead here, and we're going to get the ball back, and we're going to have a turn to, so when you get down, when you see the 28-7s of the world in the second half early, there's a ton of time. This game is not over, so you are trying to win this game, but you are not looking big picture. You have gone macro to micro, and micro means how am I going to win each play? Because worrying about the scoreboard didn't do us any good. We're down 28-7, so let's forget that. We'll forget the scoreboard, and we're going to try to go very micro. Hey, can we do one play well? Then can we do two plays well? And then if we do enough plays consecutively or in a group, eventually we'll find ourselves hopefully at the end zone, and then maybe we can reassess after we score. But we need momentum in the form of one good play. And nope, that is not happening on kick return tonight, as another well-placed form tackle, that time by A.J. Partridge. I tell you, this North Andover team keeps their lanes. Wow, but you can see why, as last week in their big win over Bill Ricca, Lowell had 2 kick returns for touchdowns that were electrifying and tantalizing. So here's Neal, the bubble screen that's had mixed success, and that's the way you want to start the second half. That's positive play going in the right direction. A little pitch and a little catch that time. Brent. So I'm actually not sure who caught that ball. So we're going to move on. Whoa, and then you follow up a positive play with a negative play. Remember I said we need to bunch together some positive plays to gain something called momentum, which means you have to have, if you're going to gain momentum, you want to have more going in the positive direction than the negative. That was not what the doctor ordered for Lowell. 3rd and 7. Oh, hard count there. There we go. So, holy cow. And the streak continues for hard counts on Friday Night Football. Last week we saw Winchester bait Newton South into encroaching 3 times. 3rd and 3. A big play here. This is a big play. And Neal's going to keep it himself. He's going to put his head down, but he's not going to get there. I'll tell you. Some good tackling by North Andover, led by Jack Roach. He's had a heck of a game today, Roach has. But they push back. So 4th and 2. I mean, what are you going to do here? You got to go for it, but that's not what you wanted for your down and distance. So they're going to punt. Holy cow. So these teams watch too much NFL football is what that is. So you're down 28-7. With 9 o'clock running with 9:35 left in this ball game. I mean, fellas, do the math. I mean, what's a punt going to get us? North Andover doesn't even have someone back to return. That's how much they respect. So that tells you all you need to know, fellas, right? That tells you all you need to know. And there you go. You didn't get your punt off, and then you get punt netted you no yards, right? So this is not outstanding, and I don't know what that North Andover player is doing in there trying to touch that football, but this is now these are extremes, right? And believe me, I think the world of head coach of the Lowell Red Raiders, John Florence. I mean, is that right? Is the head coach of who's that? So I think it's right. Okay. So I want to make sure that I want to make sure if I'm going to criticize someone or a coaching staff that I get it right. I have all the respect for John Florence and his coaching staff in the world. They're pros. They're down there. I'm up here. That's why I'm up here. They're down there. These guys know what they're doing. They're sensational and inspirational. But yeah, I just disagree with going for it there. With not going for it. I mean, what are you gaining? And you see the extremes. As you see Schmiller. Gosh, I'm having trouble with that name. Ew. Schmiller. Anyway. So, but, getting back to that, I think you see there and pointed out to the extreme, right? Why you go for it there? Because what's the risk reward and who is your punter? That's why I said earlier that maybe they've seen too many NFL games. Of course the NFL guys punt. They run a guy out there, he punts 90 yards where he wants it, but that's not what you have. You have a punter that could potentially not punt the ball well or even at all. So this is slowly getting out of hand now as Schmiller is dropped. A great play there. Brandon Tinge. And Tinge. T? Ty? Brandon Ty? Wow. I'm terrible. This is, wow. Welcome to the big leagues, people. This is what it sounds like. You want to know how the sausage is made? This is it. So 2nd and 12. And there come the flags all over the place. I saw that on that play. Brendan Ty went in motion. Brendan Ty, the 6-foot, 190-pound senior. Brendan Ty has been outstanding today. And I'm just learning how to say his name late in the third. Actually, 7:31 left in the third as North Andover leads 28-7. And, one more score and you're gonna kind of see this put on ice, as they say. There's a play we haven't seen all night, and that's why you haven't seen it. Right, nice tackle there. That's a great shoestring tackle by Kevin. Let's see. James Hunt made the tackle. So I'll bring up a 3rd and 15. This is kind of really Lowell's last stand. They can't give up 7 here and realistically have a plan at least for how to win the ball game. So this is when they need. This is their last stand. Should be their most focused effort of the evening, and that is unfortunate. I'll tell you. Somebody had Schmiller in their grasp, and he got away. Holy cow. That's not what we're looking for there. 74 needs to, I think it was 75. Jeremiah Santana had a chance, but couldn't wrap him up. So 4th, this is it, folks. This is a last stand. And they're going to go empty. Look at this. Look at this. After all that, they're going to go empty. This is impressive and outstanding. This is impressive and outstanding. This is impressive and outstanding. Bing, bang, boom. Holy cow. W-O-W. This is impressive. So just when you think you've seen it all out of North Andover, they go empty after showing you about 75,000 looks from one way or another with the running back. Then they're going to go empty, and the quarterback is tossing it to Shanahan like he's done that the whole game. Like that's what he does, and kind of perseverance and determination and the ability to multitask. Multitasker seems to be what I'm looking at here at North Andover, because I'm not looking at anything that's particularly impressive from a physical standpoint. I don't look out there and say, wow, that player's is incredibly fast or unbelievably skilled. I'm seeing players that are always where they're supposed to be. They're playing it with maximum effort and with focus and determination. So this is what championship football looks like, folks, okay? Yeah, North Andover, they're coming off a 12-0 season in which they won a Super Bowl at Gillette Stadium. Now, they had a lot of turnover. All these players didn't have a lot of opportunities last year, but they practiced with the players that made the most of theirs. And that's how you learn how to make the most of yours. See, these players stay in their lanes, and look at that. So they're going to let him get up to about the 30 where he's going to get crunched when finally the kind of pinching that happens naturally on a kickoff team chokes you. And that is that is about as textbook as it goes. I watched every player. They were all in their lanes, maintaining focus. So the task in hand for Lowell now is with 5:10 left in the third. Wow, we got a lot of time left. So you need to, again, you are building momentum. We are trying to get a first down. So right now we're trying to can we get a first down? And another broken play isn't the way to do it. He can zig and zag and zoom all he wants. He even pulls his way up to the 40. But broken plays are all just going to break our hearts in the long run. They are not going to get us to the promised land. So they're going to go fast like they always do. 2nd and 1. High snap again. They've got to get that operation cleaned up in practice. That is something that has to happen yesterday. We can't be having high snaps in the ball game. Got to work through those in practice, which is a possibility that they did, and then there's, the pressure of a big game, and things happen to players during the game, so it's possible that this operation has been smooth, and the problem was tonight, but who knows? So a little crossing pattern there, and that was intended for tie. Hey, how about me? I learned. I paid attention. I persevered even. And I got the name right of Brandon Ty, the player. It was intended for. It'd be 4th down, and now you're going to punt again. So now you're in the punt cycle of what I call the cry uncle punt cycle. So we don't think we can win this game. We don't want to make it easy for you to pile up points on us. So we're going to continue to punt the ball away and continue to get reps and experience for all the players and here on the punt team. And the high snap, these snaps have been high, both in the normal operation and the punt. And that was not super sensational. As you see, Tyrell Fang trying to make chicken salad, but he can't do it. And so that'll turn the ball over, and Lowell, Newton last week. Hi, my name is Scott Zwick. You are listening to watching Sports A to Z, where we bring you the game that matters to you, your game. 1st and 10. First unit still in, yep, and so Lowell's going to have to take this for probably another 3 minutes or so, as usually the unwritten rule is for 3 quarters. The first, the first stringers, the first teamers are going to get their crack, and then after that, at 34-7, you'll see the junior varsity and the second stringers, begin to get their chance to execute and perform. And for Lowell, that's going to be big minutes, because it's obvious that Lowell has some improving to do. And over the right-hand side, binging and banging and booming, goes Freddie Gavin, the 5'9", 170-pound senior. And that'll bring up a 1st and goal. I cannot say enough about the pace of North Andover. Everything is with good pace. It's like a rhythm. And here's the quarterback. He's going to stumble and bumble and mumble into the end zone for another 6. Will Schmiller. So this playbook is unique, and it is deep and vast. Coach, you told me yesterday that you guys are only learning one play at a time. It looked like you had 100 plays out there.
You know, it was one of those games where the kids did a great job. They came in, it was a great week of practice.
Thumb usually is, we're going to play. We have kind of 10 plays to the right that we're going to run. We can flip them and do them the same thing to the left. And then we probably have, the passing tree of whatever your tree is of passes of, we can run 7 to the right and 7 to the left. That's pretty much your core. And anything else is usually mixing and matching with those formations, with different formations with those plays. I'm seeing something deeper here. I'm seeing, I'm seeing wishbone influence. I'm seeing, which, we saw the option. We saw empty. We saw no tight ends. We saw 2 tight ends. So we saw the heavy package. We've seen traps. We've seen regular head up blocking, man on man. Coach told us yesterday that this group has been slow to learn to capture the playbook in its entirety, and he may have been exaggerating a little on their struggles. There it is. There it is, folks. That's how you do it. That's how you do it on kickoff team. Everyone stays in their lane. Keep the running back or the person with the ball on your inside shoulder. Inside shoulder is important. Very important shoulder in football, the inside shoulder. And then when the player comes near you, well, then you have to play football and make a tackle. And in between there, all kinds of things can go wrong because there's players trying to block you and there's people that are moving very, very, very fast and trying to confuse you. So that's kind of the essence of football right there, even, shown in that one play. 1st and 10, 1:20. Clock rolling before the play has even started. That's outstanding. And so now you kind of wonder if this is kind of when North Andover really kind of tightens its grip. This is where they've kind of sensed an opponent that can't defend itself against your game plan, and so now everybody's trying to get a piece, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's competitive nature, and right on cue, right as I say that the competition is one-sided. Barreling over the right-hand side is Kevin Urazzi. Urazzi got to the outside and broke a big run, and that really has been the calling card or the place of opportunity for Lowell. The run game. And here's some more of it. And you see there as the end of the third quarter comes to an end with our score, North Andover 41, Lowell 7. You are watching Friday Night Football according to Z on Sports A to Z. Sports, according to Z. That's me. And so as we come back here, you see both teams getting instruction from their coaching staff. Lowell, both their staff and players can feel beleaguered right now, under siege. But the way to, these games, they're not going to let you off. They're not going to stop the game early because your feelings are hurt or because you don't like how the game is unfolding, right? So, you have a choice. You can either persevere and try to improve and find ways and places that you can do things well, or you can quit. And obviously, most certainly, we just saw on that last play, Urizari, Kevin Urizari. This is a player that hasn't quit, he's looking for ways that he can improve out on this field tonight in this ball game. I think players sometimes lose a little bit of their micro focus, right? So what can I do now? What I can do right now is if we're running this play, I can block this guy as well as I can, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's how momentum builds when everybody does. That is on absolutely pass interference. Is intended for. Can't see these numbers are not sensational or operational. So that is going to be first and goal from, I think, the 1, because it occurred in the end zone. So 11:31, North Andover leads 41-7, but we're seeing Lowell here. We're seeing Lowell look for those lanes. Where can I be effective? What can I do on this play to keep trying? They've run the ball well all night long, and right there, just because they wrap up Urizari, it's not going to make it not so. They've run off tackle. Neal's had success. Urizari has had success, and certainly Brendan Ty has had success. They can run on the outside, and whether they can do it down here at the goal line, this is going to be a little bit of a different animal. They're going to really make you chew your food down here. And there he goes, wrapping into the end zone. Urizari, bing, bang, boom. So just when I came up with a wonderfully fun analogy for making it difficult for teams in the red area, make them chew their food. I like that a lot. I just made that up on the fly, but as I said, they're going to make you chew your food down here. Maybe they're not. Maybe this team is this North Andover team is not really capable of or scheming to handle those running backs when they get to the outside, because it's been effective all night long. Anytime these running backs have gotten to the outside, they've had an open area and they've had success, because when I look at these two teams, I said it earlier in this game. If you're looking from Lowell's perspective, how am I going to win a game against a team that is known for effort and determination that is extraordinary? Okay, it's fine. We just need to find one-on-one matchups that favor us, and then try to create scenarios that encourage them to happen and help the players make that happen. And certainly Coach Florence and his coaching staff have done a wonderful job. I mean, their offense has found those matchups. And it's easy to sit up here and say, well, maybe you should have done that, or maybe you should have done this. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. These players and these coaches, they're working each day, every day. They're putting their money where the mouth is, and that's why I'll always defer to them. Even if I will disagree, I always defer to them as the professional or the person who's right. And in this case, that's Coach Florence and his wonderful crew. So we've seen two well-coached teams tonight, And I like that touchdown by Lowell. I really do. It's a time when you can. I'm not sure I understand what we're doing there. So we're going to punt the ball, but we're going to onside kick when we get to 41-14. Well, you know, if you don't want this getting out of hand, that's not the way to do it. But again, you know, that's the way Coach Florence does it, and maybe I might do something different, and maybe Coach Brzezinski might do something different there. That's why you know, it takes a lot of flavors to make this world great. But so 1st and 10 for North Andover, and 8:18 left in a rolling clock. Clock should not be rolling, but somebody has mercy and wants to let us go home at a decent hour. 1st and 10. New quarterback in there for North Andover. Peter Radulski. 6'1", 185-pound senior. So these are big minutes for these are anybody that listens to anything I do knows I preach there's no garbage time in the game of football. All these snaps are meaningful, and who's playing now and the scenario and the depth chart now doesn't have to be in the future. There you see a keeper by Radulski, and Radulski's being put in a tough spot here, right? They're probably not going to have the full playbook. They're going to be throwing the ball up 41-14. So this is true toughness. Can I perform when nobody's really expecting me to do great things, and can I do it without complaining or pointing the fingers at others? And so that's the task at hand for North Andover. So over the left-hand side that time. I'm not really sure who carried that football, but somebody did, and they didn't get enough yards for a first down, so they're going to have to punt. And punt they will. Somebody's calling a timeout here. I can't imagine why Lowell would want this clock to stop for anything, other than an agreement to speed it up when you turn it back on.
5-4-7-2-9-6-6.
So we go into the end of the game time here where others are getting opportunities, and this is an exciting time for them. If I practiced all week and this was my time to get into the ball game and perform, I tell you, you'd never see more excitement on my face. And that's why and a little bit of pressure put on this kicker, as fair catching the ball is Rivers. But now you go to the Lowell side and things are a little bit more serious, right? So when you see these second teamers coming in for Lowell, you say to yourself, okay, well, there certainly might be a little bit more flexibility in roster movement ahead of me if I'm a second teamer. I mean, the first team got pasted tonight, 41-14. They certainly didn't do a super sensational job. So maybe I can do something out here that will make a mark on Coach Florence and his coaching staff and say, hey, look at me, keep an eye on me. And usually it's the players that have been doing it in practice, right? They've been doing it in practice for the past week, and and then there's a play made again, and they're going to go deep this time. And, I think he got a little mixed up as that time Jack Ferdinand went out of bounds. Now, it is interesting that Lowell doesn't have their second string quarterback in there. But, I guess they want to make sure Neal gets every snap he can and really gets to experience the 41-14 score. And you look it out there, and I'm seeing we've got reserves in there. So 3rd and 7. And Neal's run this. I tell you, the kid's got a good arm, but it's just lacks a little bit of accuracy. We saw in the first quarter when Wolfgang hauled in that Schmiller pass of 33 yards. You don't have to have a strong arm or throwing on a line to have success. That was a perfectly placed pass that floated in the air like a butterfly. So they're going to go for it here. So I am not simpatico. I am not simpatico with Coach Florence and his staff. I don't understand what we're doing here. So we're kicking it sometimes on 4th, and then we're going for it, and no, in and out of the hands of that time. It was Kevin Connolly, and they're going to turn the ball over on downs, and with 3:57, that opens the door here for North Andover to punch another score in, and we'll see how aggressive they are, but I'm going to tell you right now that a senior backing up a junior at quarterback is asking for every opportunity to showcase what he can do. So he's ready to go. That I can guarantee you. So it's 1st and 10. And it's almost like North Andover's going to go back to page 1. This kind of feels like the beginning of the ball game, what we were seeing. The whole thing was like a story unfolding. Now, plowing over the left-hand side that time is Freddie Gavin. So both teams have starters and captains in at the end here of a 41-14 ball game. Okay, this is learning time for me too. Maybe there's something out there that I'm not seeing that would require this kind of commitment for these frontline players as opposed to giving way for backline players. But to each his own, and maybe I'm missing something. The double tight here. And a little scissors action and scampering. It's Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan had a wonderful, beautiful touchdown catch earlier in the 3rd on a dime thrown by Schmiller, who went into a empty package and got the job done. That was as impressive as I've seen in a long time. I'm not going to say ever, but I've seen Everett roll through my graces yearly for a decade, and so I've seen impressive. But this is focused. This is determined. This is organized. More than anything else, this is organized. That's what I'm smelling. This is organization. Focus and organization. As right on cue. There you go. Right on cue. Somebody makes a mistake and, kind of says, hey, take that, you sports nut. You don't know what you're talking about. And the miscue brings up a 3rd 3rd and 15. Clock rolls, coming up at 44 seconds left. And I wonder if we're just going to take a knee here. And that's what we're going to do. We saw them practice this yesterday. Bianca's-Wick and I did. And that's exactly what they practiced. And the players, the sideline was clapping. They were a little more exuberant in practice yesterday. Anyway, so that's the end of the ball game here at Quality Field in Lowell. It's all North Andover as they cruise to a 41-14 victory. Now we'll be back right after this. And we're back. Welcome to the postgame show on Sports A to Z. I'm here with the head coach of North Andover, John Brzezinski. And Coach, you told me yesterday that you guys are only learning one play at a time. It looked like you had 100 plays out there.
You know, it was one of those games where the kids did a great job. They came in. It was a great week of practice, and right from the get-go, I thought the kids brought great energy, and I think they were ready to play. They were very frustrated after last week's loss, and they handled this week the right way. They were, we challenged them a lot in practice, and I think they responded very well tonight.
There's no doubt they responded. What I was most impressive with was when you went down 14. When you went up 14,
yep.
They score and then you answered strong. Is that kind of a mindset that you have?
Yeah, no, it is, because we know that teams are well coached, that we play, and they're going to make plays. And the key is, how are you going to react to that? I mean, for us to come back, and I think it was a kick return for a touchdown, I believe, to make it 21, that was huge. Special teams, we really put a lot of emphasis on that. So, yeah, we do. The kids do a great job just kind of bouncing back when things don't go particularly their way.
Well, certainly you didn't have to persevere through a whole lot tonight. So, what's the mindset? So you had the tough setback,
yep,
and then so moving forward, all systems go.
It doesn't get any easier. We're facing the #1 team in the state next week with Central Catholic. So they're great on both sides of the ball. They're great with spread. They're well coached. I mean, they're always in the Division I, Super Bowl or the North Final or whatnot. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. A game like that, you got to play a near perfect game to stay competitive. And we just got to keep taking steps forward. We improved from week 1. We want to improve from week 2 next week.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for all the hospitality you've shown us this week.
It's been great. It's brought back a lot of great memories.
Absolutely. And so we will wish you the best moving forward and hope to see you soon.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, bing, bang, boom. Not able to express herself in a way that was healthy.
Yes, I did. Is a text not expressing myself?
No, I didn't get